Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do another geode coaster set for you today. I'm just going to measure up my resin. Put my gloves on first. Hey, I've got this little silicone cup here that's got measurements on it. The last one I did with the alcohol inks, that was that sort of purpley and blue and teal one. I used 1/3 of a cup of part A resin and 1/3 of a cup of part B resin. And it wasn't actually enough to fill this little thing here. So I think what I'll do this time is, just to be on the safe side, there's a little line there just above the 1/3. I might go to that, or maybe I'll just go to 100. I think I'll just go to 100. Yeah, why not? We'll do 100. That way we can be sure. So I'm using the Barnes Epoxy Glass. This is what I used to coat my coaster and placemat sets, because it can go to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, so you can put like a hot coffee, on it. So I thought, I've got it, I might as well use it. And I'll see how it goes with geode coasters. I mean, if you're going to put a hot cup of coffee on your coaster, even though you may only think that you're going to be using it for maybe glasses of wine. I'm just getting on my knees down here so I can see more accurately where the line is. So, but I think you want your coaster to be able to be heat proof. Just in case if someone puts a coffee on it, you don't want them to ruin your work, do you? No. Okay, so that's 100, and then the next line up is 200. So this one's thicker. I'll take this one to 200, and then what I'll do is I'll put you on pause while I stir for the next 4 or 5 minutes. And because it's really cold today, we're coming up to winter, so it's actually quite cold today. We had an overnight low of about 8. So I think it's still only about 14 or 15 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to stand this cup while I mix it. I'm going to stand it in a bowl of hot water just to help get the bubbles out. The hot water seems to help. Okay, that's 200. Right, that will be plenty. The first one I did, I only used 1/2 a cup, and I got these little ridges. Let's see if I can show you. You can actually feel, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but this ridge here, it's higher than what the center is, so I didn't have enough in that. Pretty though, but yeah, didn't have enough resin. So this next one, this guy here, I put more in for him. Oops, I'm trying not to get my ring light in the way. Put more in for him, but still, that's the top, still got a little bit of a lip there. So I think the only way to avoid that, I mean, this is going to be the top, the only way to get that, you know how the resin is supposed to dome, I think you would need to really fill this up quite high so that it domes rather than sinks. Look, I found my little old spinner, so I think it'll just make it a bit easier. So I'm going to do alcohol inks. I'm going to go and take this into the other room and stand it in some hot water and stir, and I will be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Let's get my glove on. So this is just the warm water in there, and I just put that cup in there, and I've just been stirring it gently, making sure I get the sides, scrape the bottom, clean my stick. So that's what I've been doing. Let me just take that out, dry the bottom, puppy piddle pads are great for all kinds of things, aren't they? Drying the bottom of your cup. Right. I'm going to use, let me put that out of the way. I'm going to use alcohol inks again. Just because I've ordered mica pigments, but they haven't arrived yet because I got them, ordered them through Amazon. So I guess they'll be a couple of weeks. So I have got Havana brown. I'm sort of going with the browns today because the last one was the pinks and the blues. I'm not sure if I can put like a gold mica pigment in with the browns. So I've got a yellow instead. Maybe next time I go to the craft store, I'll see if they've got a gold alcohol ink because I think that would look pretty. So, but today we've got a dark brown. I think it's a medium brown. I'm going by the color on the actual label here. Burrow brown, Sunbright yellow, and then the Magic Effect Maker, the white. It's a very heavy opaque white, and it pushes the paints down and makes that beautiful coral like look. Now I've shaken them up really well. I'm going to actually just put them, I want to see what colors they are, so I'm just going to put a little bit onto my card. Actually, I'll leave the lid off. That's the dark one. Oh, maybe that's not the dark one. Burrow. Oh, Burrow is a bit darker. There you go. So Burrow is the darker one. And now there was two yellows at the store, and I opted for the bright one because I thought it would look nice in with sort of, I don't know, oranges and reds and things like that. So those are my colors. I'll write down next to them what they are, just so for reference at a later date. I think it's nice to keep a track because when you're looking at the bottle, like they both look very dark, don't they? And make sure that you shake your white really, 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 really well. Last one that I didn't shake it very well, I think. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I don't think I shook it very well. And the white kind of went straight down to the bottom and gave me these little, I'll come around the back, gave me these little white dots. See the little white dots on the back? I think, well, I'm assuming, and I can't focus with my glove on because I had trouble with the white. It didn't want to do its thing, like blend. It just sort of dropped straight through in a few places, and it wasn't until after that I realized that there was a problem, and hopefully I fixed it, but that's what it made it, little blobs like that. So hopefully that won't happen again today. And also, I'll remind me, also I'm going to try not to drop my white in from up high because, as I said, it is quite heavy. I don't want it to drop in from up high. I want to take it down quite low and drop it onto the surface gently. So here's my resin, and these, they do say alcohol ink, okay, alcohol. So don't go torching after you've put your alcohol down. Torch before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of resin in each, and then I'm going to torch, and then I'm going to put some more in and then torch again. I'm just going to use my little guy rather than my big guy because I don't want to burn the mold. So I'm just going to go real quick, just in the middle. Hopefully hasn't really got rid of a lot of them. I don't know that this guy is all that strong, but I can still see them in there. It's a tricky thing, isn't it, with the bubbles, what to do. I'll go again. I'm just trying to get into the resin and not touching the actual sides of the mold, which is a bit tricky. I'll just have to do my best. All right, let's put some more in. So hopefully I've got enough this time. This is 200 mils this time. That's going into the corner. You need some more to go into your little corner. And you need a bit more. I'm just going to basically use it all up. You can go into the corner. You're really not putting much in the way of alcohol inks on the surface. I'm just going to get down here on my knees and then I can see which one maybe needs a little bit more. But you can kind of look across the top and see which one is in need of a bit more. And I think 200 is a good amount actually. It's just kind of sitting in line with the top of the mold, I think. So I think that's pretty good. Hopefully I haven't got too much. Maybe I have to take a little bit out to allow for the ink. I'm not sure. I'm still learning, you guys. If you're following me, you'll know that I've only ever done 2 of these before. There we go. There's only a tiny little bit left in there. Now let's torch again. I'm trying to torch into the center and away from the edge of the mold. Trying to anyway. I mean, it's silicone. You can put silicone in an oven, can't you? You have those silicone, you know, baking dishes and cupcake molds and things like that that go in the oven. So, you know, you must be able to have some heat. I better not move that now. Oh, the other thing I saw somebody do was this on the very edges, along the edges. Oh no, I can't really do that. To try and get the bubbles away from those edges. So I'll do that very gently. It's very full now. I'll probably overflow it, but that's what she did with the stick, because the bubbles tend to sort of stick into those little corners there. Right, let's go again. Probably going to ruin my mold by doing this so many times, but what do you do? How do you get your bubbles out? I mean, I can see them in there. They're in, I guess it's just part of it, hey? They're in there. Come out, come out. All right, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some brown. Jump in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 5 on each. This is more of an orangey brown, isn't it? Oh, you had a couple of extra ones. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'm going to put the white on, and I'm not going to drop it from up high, because last time I was dropping it from about there, which is about that high. So I'm going to go down low and see if I can just drop it very gently onto the surface and see if that makes a difference. Because as I said, I am still learning. I am no way an expert at this. I've been madly watching YouTube videos all weekend, trying to learn as much as I can. So that worked much better than my previous one, where I had these big kind of globules of white sitting over the top. Okay, so that was that brown. Now let's go with the other brown, slightly darker. 3, come on. I don't know, maybe they get clogged because that one doesn't want to come out. 4, 5. Why don't you want to come out? Come out, come out. I'm worried about squeezing too much in case I get 20 drops come out. I'll have to get a pin and push it in there and see if there's something in there. I'll see how it goes. Oh, now it's working. They must have just had a blockage of some kind. Did I do that one? I think I did. Did I? Yeah, I must have. Yeah, because there's some that don't have white on them. So again, getting really close. So I can see which blobs don't have white on them, and I'm just putting them on those. I guess it's very similar, the browns, the two browns. I don't really want to put black on because, you know, black and white are going to go grey. So I don't really want to put the black on, but I don't know that I'm going to get enough contrast here. I might zoom you in a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to get enough contrast. Hopefully you can see any reaction happening. You can see how the white's reacting already. It's kind of going weird. All right, let's put some yellow in. Let's put 4 drops of yellow in each for now. I can always add more. And then again, as close as I can to the surface with the white. And we'll see if it works, hey? I mean, if I still get those white blobs underneath, then obviously that's not the cause. But we'll see if it works. I do like to experiment. What if I should put another colour in? I wish I had some gold. I wonder if they make gold alcohol ink. We're just going to have a little look and see what other colours I've got. What do you think would look nice with this? I know I've got an orange. I'll have a look. I've got these two, tangerine and calabaza orange. Tangerine and orange. I'll just put those onto that little card there and see what colour they are. Maybe I don't need to have anything else. So that's the orange. And this is the tangerine. Okay, they're pretty similar. Probably prefer the orange, the top one. Yeah, let's do a little bit of tangerine. I should probably put my gloves back on, shouldn't I? I have to go to work tomorrow, so I have to make sure that I haven't got too much paint under my nails. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to remember where they were so I can put the white on them. Actually, you can actually see where they are. Look at that, because they spread. You can see the white reacting straight away. It's funny, the white seems to react differently with different colours as well. Now, I've seen, as you know, I've said I've been watching YouTube videos on people doing alcohol inks and resin, and some people put layers on top of layers on top of layers, and then when they turn them upside down, it's just a total, well, I can't say a mess, but it's just like it's so full on, you can't make out all your different colors because the colors have all blended onto each other. So I looked at those and thought, yeah, I think less is more when it comes to that. So I'm just going to try and fill in a couple of little spots here where I don't have very much. The ink does tend to kind of pull away from the edges, which is really nice. So you get some negative space. I do like that. So I don't want to cover everything. I may just put another little bit of yellow just to kind of lighten it up a bit. Where will we go? There's a spot for you. So everyone got another yellow? Put your hand up if you missed out on a yellow. I think everybody did. So I've just done a pour, because this is the table I use. And then I thought, this is what I'll do, I think from now on. I'll do my pour and then clean it up, and then I can come back in and do a resin, because it needs to sit here overnight. I can't move it. This is the other orange. Just going to pop a little bit in here with the one little drop. A little bit of negative space. So I don't want to go over the top. Like, I don't want to put another yellow on top of that yellow. You know what I mean? I want to see what it looks like. I think that's everybody. Yeah, I just want to see what it looks like with not too much in the way of colors. Yeah. Some people just, you know, they put another yellow on top of that and another orange on top of that and another brown on top of that, and I don't know, I just feel as if it's too much, but I am still learning, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with just one. This is just one layer, okay? We'll call this one layer. And then I'll take it down for a bit of a close-up. There's really not much to see at the moment. Really not much to see. The white seems to be, because you look at that yellow, and the yellow seems to have spread out more than the brown, doesn't it? That orange has spread out a lot too. Look at the effects that's happening. So I'm really hoping that I'm not going to get those white blobs underneath. And then the brown's not spreading as much. I don't know, it must have something to do with the density of the paints. Maybe the brown is more of an opaque, and then the orange there. Look at the orange. The orange is really spreading. It's interesting. All right, I'm really keen to see how that's going to work. All right, I'll leave it there, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll check in before I have to go to work tomorrow and see how this is all looking. All right, see you then. G'day guys, it's the next day. What is it, 7:10 in the morning, and here's our mold. That's the front. See the little white dots on top of the brown? I'm thinking they would have sunk straight down. It's just on the brown, those white dots. So those are probably going to go straight down to the bottom. I have a theory, and I'm going to test it. So it's only these ones that have got the dots on. See the white? It's made that beautiful effect, like the, you know, the sea anemones under in the ocean. And that one too, it's got the brown dots in the middle. So we'll see what happens. But I have a theory that my resin, I might have heated it up too much. And therefore it's had like a skin over the top, and that's why the white just sort of sat there in a, like in a ball, I guess, like a skin. So anyway, I'm gonna try again with maybe cooling down, well, not cooling down, but not heating my resin first. All right, let's do this one. This one wants to come out. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I love how you can see through. Got that negative space there on the edges, and we've got the little sea anemones or dendrites or whatever they are. I'm not quite sure. Looks like coral though. It's really pretty, that one. Look how the yellow just sort of flicks up at the edges there. So it does have that 3D under the ocean kind of a look. Right, let's get the next one out. I found these boards when I was doing my grocery shopping yesterday. They were $7 each. And I thought, oh, how fun would they be to pour on? So I'm going to pour on them. Not sure what I'm going to do on them yet, but this one's, oops, that one's stuck there. Look at that. Oh, there we go, got it. Takes a bit of time to unmold. Try not to get my arms in the way. So it's been almost 24 hours, I guess, because I did these, I think I did them at about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and it's 7 o'clock now, so you know, not quite 24 hours. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, that one's pretty too. Wow. Really nice. Is it better? Not so glary? You never know. You've got those little, look at that. Does look like a 3D world, doesn't it? Browns, oranges, yellows. And see, when the white does this, this is okay because it gives you like a little interesting areas to look at. But when it's just in a little blob, then it's not that exciting to look at. When it does this. So that's the back of that one. See that white blob there? And if you actually look at it, see where the blobs are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I put my 5 blobs of blue when I did that one. So, and I heated up my resin with that one as well. Like I stirred it when it was in that bowl of hot water. Oh, look at that, another really pretty one. Yeah, I heated it. I stirred it while it was in that bowl of hot water. So my thinking, and then I torched it heaps. So, excuse me. So I'm thinking, and this is just a theory, is I overheated the top of the resin with my little torch and it got a skin, and the white was just sitting on top. It didn't want to fall. And then B, not heating the resin as I'm stirring it. I think a thicker resin, and again, it's just my theory, I'm going to try it out. I think maybe a thicker resin might hold these little dendrites or anemones in place, like make them stand up more of a 3D look if the resin is colder and thicker. If the resin is warmer and thinner, the paint just kind of falls straight through and, you know, they won't stand up as much. Like, does that make sense to you? So, yeah, this was a much thinner mix because it was warm. So let's try again with a thicker mix. There we go, got that one. Oh, that one's really pretty too. They're all really pretty. So I don't know, like this white on here, and the yellow, see there's yellow and oranges, and maybe that's just part of the effect because I don't have those white blobs. So that's a bonus, isn't it? Not having those white blobs. Look at that. It's just such a pretty effect, isn't it? It really is. Wow. Really happy with these ones. I thought I was going to get lots of white blobs. But I guess the white did fall through in the end. So let's do it again. I won't stir my resin over hot water. And I won't torch it too much. And we'll see if maybe getting a thicker resin, like a higher viscosity, so to speak, which means it's thicker because it's colder. See if that maybe gives us a better result. But I'm really happy with these. So I've brought you into the kitchen and I've put these coasters down onto a grey background because I don't think you could really see properly on that timber plate that I had. So you can see that much easier now, those dendrites or anemones. And my cauliflower. Doesn't it look like cauliflower? It does. So that's the first one. Love those clear edges, some negative space. And what are those mushrooms called? Those really long stemmed mushrooms. They've got those little blobs on top. There's some of those in there too. There's all kinds of things if you look really carefully. Look at that. So hopefully you can just see a little bit better with this dark background. I'm just waiting for my jewellery trays to arrive. They've got black velvet on the base, so I'll be able to show you much easier. You can see there I've still got lots of bubbles, but I don't think it really matters. Not really. All right, let's see if we can go and have a look at this one. Where can I stand that I'm not in the glare? How's that? No. It's so hard to know where to stand. Come back around here. It's hard to get a good shot without glare coming in from somewhere. So anyway, there's more of my little anemones. You know, anemones, they're those sort of long worm plant things in the ocean where the coral is usually, and the little fish swim into them and hide. That's what they look like. I think they're poisonous actually. I think there's only a couple of species of fish that can actually cohabitate with them, the anemones. Getting off track here, aren't we? There's the last one. All right. Hopefully you can see those nicely. Very pretty. So yeah, I'm going to have another go at making these. I'm going to put more ink on, maybe 3 drops of ink and then 1 drop of white, and I'm going to make my resin thicker, so I'm not going to thin it down by warming it, and I'm not going to heat it so much. So lots of things I want to try for my next one. All right, so make sure you watch that one and you can follow my journey, so to speak, of resin and learning as I go, because I'm a total newbie to this, but I'm certainly going to put all I can into it to learn how to do this and create some beautiful things. So come along with me and we can do it together. All right, I'll see you real soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.